the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Nsem-Pii TV ni mugusu tie yela masi bebre na ene awie ide yegusu ne nsem ne bremo Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Bawumia NPP flag bearer na enra kujina Nsem-Pii su UPSC ene nsem go tutu dwa sese die Ghana ha eno na obi eka ho asem obi e kire na adwen fa ho nsem odi tu dwa no notable amongst them scrapping of e-levy, scrapping of emission tax, scrapping of betting tax. No, and a MDC bandwagon no, a resource jina so painting say TNT na dia o na o say we meet your driver na dia only driver etika mu away your driver you overtaking man kwa o na ba bi jina bontin e board driver etinye sa na ye no and name mahu Bawumia ba bontin onam one of the special aids so the abe shatter MDC propaganda nyina say some mo kan nyina some of the betu dwa nyina na dango for the nim ho hwe tine no the president yen hu no ho finance minister ofuriata yen hu no ho gabi asaro chela kun yen hu no ho Rauf Samakwata roads and highways minister yen hu no ho and a host of quote in quote kaba and NDC for person chere say yomu free mu Bawumia yomu free mu nti no ma ho no nei rukona baba daddy say the whole document now na Addo go follow president went through everything finance minister Furiata enso can be details no ha yenko nyingonguti.
Into likewise that was his performance yesterday, and I can confidently tell you that the president was even aware of the speech of the vice president
and the content of the speech.
The president, he has his vice. He shared with the president, or also any swadi huno. Say Nyankopon boano na sutiminya akonya no betwaso na adwuma president Kufuor. It's only fair for him to say me ba me nya akonya ba. Say na me pese me. Ebi wo no mo a ebe different from also the no wadwen ene ususuye no ne also the ba. And he shared even these key highlights and the content of even what he wanted to
with
even
his
do.
boss.
With his boss. Not just that, his boss, some even key members of the administration.
Clearly, are you saying, sir, the issues of reversal of some taxes?
Yes.
His even, boss was aware.
Even the finance minister, he's his colleague in government. He shared those things too with him. So on these ones,
I'll reverse e-levy.
These ones I will also differ because Mejidi said at the time no buy, it was a good time to raise revenue because now sebe ye fee COVID mo ayeba ye nisu briyen. We also needed to make sure you're mobilizing revenue to keep the country going. The taxes need be more now important here the buy. But the fee says the economy is recovering. Which are all the key indicators. And near money in 2021. In fact, the key indicator, I'll give you an example. In 2022, Nsem-Pii FM on daily basis, we were giving the dollar CD exchange rate almost every day. You got to a point the Koya could do even 17. But over the last 1 year, you've seen some level of stability. The businesses are able to plan. Kakra. Another example, you had the e-levy bar first, now 1.5. But the following year, it was reversed to 1. Meaning that as you are coming out of a situation, common sense also demands, Into that is what the government also did by reducing e-levy from 1.5 to 1. Now, Dr. Bawumia says, in Ghana's next chapter, one of the bold solutions is to take away the e-levy. Because ABR, upon its trial and testing period, when we say a sanso at the bed and kakrato, the taxpayer about electronic transaction. But in doing that, we can also mobilize revenue from another sector to make up for the shortfall. One of those areas could possibly, and it is from the mining sector, for instance. What's it, the mining sector? These mining areas, say, no to a good year, and then being so Nipa no sebe ne ho no epo na ho nya odomakmadia mano no asase ida se yedidua nuane anase agudi a ehye fom no na wo to be to develop that area and for a common good and a omine And then cocoa, yeah, one of our leading foreign income. But the gold potential, and in fact the reserves of our natural reserves, the potency, and I said the potential is in excess of trillion. Into Dr. Bawumia is saying, sir, we can put in measures where the young people and people who are even in mining will not find it, sir, but train them our sustainable mining. Make sure send me one more A2 no. We are able to get EPA, Minerals Commission, decentralized to the mining communities and the district. Neombenya so are buying whether PMMC, whether Central Bank, and SMF. Neasia be caught into gold for oil. No? We use that to exchange oil. Neasia the people to also show up our currency and we will. What shape country to say Iran, in spite of the sanctions and the embargoes are west the terms, like that of the Russia. My currency ain't mean depreciating much. My economy ain't suffer much because they use gold and the natural resources to back their currency. And Dr. Bawumia believes that nipa no baby otena epo na ho ntumi nka so nkoche fish. Near wohono na esa oboanemum otimi ya ni ye na in destroy the environment. Then you can have a district implementation team. They then plan, program and implement this reforestation, tree planting and a land reclamation. The man I've known him for years now. No? And yesterday I was so proud of Dr. Bawumia because every line item in the speech was written by him.
This 79-page speech,
nobody wrote even a paragraph.
Not any of his aides.
No. What on sometimes when in a bonk, after 2-3 minutes, that's very typical of him. None laptop, the bones will be. To when I say now since so still on the speech. It's been work in progress for over a month and a half. And every day he adds on new paragraphs. Until say he became convinced that because on one pro around the country, one of the places, Wauku region, Western region, Yanam Honum Mekaipa from on our way in the Wassa zone, in the Nsem-Pii zone. Then he came face to face as well with some of the challenges of the mining communities. And said, these are places you can develop that with more money. Maybe we may not have gotten a strategy right. But that doesn't mean that deliberately you cannot get the new strategy also right again. His thinking was that Bibi Piana a bit me abwa in these mining areas. And my youth no fail say we give licenses to only foreign companies. The illegal some mining. These foreign, you know them, mining big mining giants. But the areas level, no, these people are not asking for equality like the big mining companies. They are asking for equity. How can the state also help them? Again, you can also cushion them with a good policy, a more insurance scheme. Because minia, were enough form. So what call assassination be enough form. But then the sustainable mining now bet me a year jumano, ye reclaim land, no, yes, planted trees was no. It also will help preserve the environment. Ono sweat me and need womb, yokotu and a so. So that chain. And then also introducing the refinery of the gold. And these minerals in Ghana a game changer. Because the gold no to now there's no value. It's only when it is refined and I'll be a BBF.
But no, we've heard that before.
It's in the process. It's in the process. I think it's in the process. They've gone very far. MEF, PMMC, they've gone very far. And I know that there are some key Ghanaian companies that currently in Pokrano, they are part of what is happening. If this gold for oil program, you have a certified Ghanaian company, MCSA Gold Ridge or so, aggregator. They are trying to get others too on board. They meet that international standards. We do not believe in impossibility. One word that any NPP book will say be possible. For the NPP, we believe that once there is always a will, there will be a way. Yes, Ubisam said, Matis and Kofa, the conversation has been said, I say, Yekoshiana, Yamani Nano, I said, President Kufuado. No, President Kufuado, the program are party a support to win 2016. Or the Tuda, the nation backed him. The next set of ideas and in vision for Ghana, or the to Ghana for in 2020.
2020, yes.
And on a Ghana for Sans to Jinaso at the man of second term. Other than that, then people wouldn't have won a second term. But the president is elected on the programs and policies or they to move the country to its next chapter. And clearly, you know, once he won that election, it's because the people believed in his program.
In 2020.
In 2020. And yes, there's a amount of man.
Yeah, but there is another election coming up. So it's here food and beverages for now.
He's made quite an interesting.
Yeah, almost the vice president is still part of this administration.
Yeah.
If our policies we now made tax why don't you do it now?
But I know there's some macacho. Me say every time you have an administration.
Yes.
The head of the administration on a set of programs, the priorities and policies that on no bit much
yes,
or the better dashboard,
yes,
or the better tunseniani.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you be dean and ministers and I say vice. And you the Kufuor administration. You be dean. And also believe we say, look, we're not the best marble at this point in time can move this nation to the next level. And Addo has taken quite some bold decisions in the past. In 2020. When the whole world was on his knees, Obi, Niama who said Adiani graphic was that why wouldn't you put crying in the TV now to me Nsem. Either some of them are bacho, no my bacho na woman. And now Pocra said ube wevuno through somewhere. It separated families, it separated loved ones. When I go COVID, in I think late 2020. After the elections, we sure say jubilation in Nankofo Pusti Bimami. I was in one house with my wife and kids, but now I was communicating with them through the door, the window. Masa, nti omo de niam akra be brewa. I said the drinks here the lemon cause before they cry ayedro. Nya brofo ne dey bi. Tie na ye we garlic now we lemon now we say. And on the Babrewa, and yes, any pan no abaya wa two no the amount. Made over strategy room. The distance. I mean, I'm just letting you know the kind of situation we were in. Washa even media houses. Many of you were not even operating in full capacity. Churches, totally locked down. You be able to see almost 25, 50. So clearly, something was happening on earth. Obian of being said we're going to face that problem. Until that time, Akufo-Addo had a choice, either to choose human beings over the economy, or to choose the economy over human beings. Leaders made choices that year. Omo making the wrong choices, no, they suffered for it. Ofa Obi said Donald Trump. Trump prioritized the American economy because America's base was his strength, our economy. Millions of Americans died. He paid the price for it. Spain and Italy, they decided say initially on the economic route. Then they go overwhelmed. Doctors had to choose who to live, who to die in Spain and Italy. Ghana had to make a decision. Say, Sabi ye ni bi mpokra no a ye mo ya de hye ho eban. So Akufo-Addo choosing human beings over the economy had implications. But the implications, no, now you're better than losing human beings. And the implications too were that you were breaking the vote at the bank to save the lives of your people and to protect them. And when people talk about Bank of Ghana even running an expenditure in billions near there, what they forget was that during the total lockdown, and as workers were not going to work and all that, government was still paying them while they were at home. I hope you know.
Yes.
Civil servants were being paid. Meanwhile, the 8 to 5 was not happening. But this was a government who was...
And people have raised that issue.
Yeah.
From that same COVID, no?
Yeah.
There were some inflows, I mean, including charges at the airport. There was even the introduction of a COVID levy as part of taxes. Support from IMF, World Bank.
You're talking about the post-lockdown period.
Yes.
But the monumental losses that we made when you closed all your borders, land, sea, air. What it means is that Bibianko and a Bibiama. One more shipping your macra brown, and just say medical supplies. anything that was going to keep the economy going was at a standstill. And the citizens, had to improvise. Ubetimi and once the rubber now saw as a suddenly washing and cry woman friends.
And Veronica Bucket.
Veronica Bucket. Ube them 2-3 months down the line. Ube baby now with the Veronica Bucket. The improvement of Bakubi the alcohol. People kept improving. Companies had to even divert to produce sanitizers. And all. So it was like yet them one and as a face mask. We moved even to use our own local ones when Niana Ye Krano MI. So the economy itself, took a hit. But post that, we said we can work again to rebuild our economy. And look, the glorious days of the MPP, 2017, 2018, 2019. We inherited an IMF challenged economy.
Yes.
We did not take the country back to IMF and but the Munuano, we worked hard. We are sweaty. Kufuor worked day and night with his team to make sure that we're able to implement a major government intervention since independence, free SHS, giving all children of school-going age our person call school to us one opportunity to continue. Obi, and ya disuan can count baby out. Nipa be brave or dreams, akom dream. The most fertile ground I'll be called with ideas, a cemetery. His nanny dream was to be like Obi, as you know that cemetery. But when you boy for Besson, I said, Sebe, near Semenum Crown, near show school. Then he moved on to industrializing Ghana. This one district, one factory. He may not have completed almost all the 250 something plus district or municipal. But what he has done is to set the foundation in excess of over 170. But I know, saying I'm a dom, I'm yet maybe almost all. What this does since a rural urban migration bridges our gap. Into Dr. Bawumia has been part of the success story, part of the challenges, and then he is also determined, because of the mill he's gone through, the experience he's had, observing as a vice president, participating as a vice president. These are my solutions. Look at
But
the
how about if Ghanaians are suffering now? So traders, maybe I'll say traders say, Niomu muyi wa poor duties are costro. Na Bawumia a solution to that in the proposals he made. One of them the flat rate.
The flat rate for
20
or
20 and 40 footer container. Why is that not being implemented?
And also making our port competitive.
Like the Ecosu Togo. And then the Union is here.
But I
why
think
should
that,
it be 2025?
So Niamana is that this discussion now, once you are setting the tone for a debate, it's yet to be.
Nsem-Pii TV